Greetings once again, everyone. We are here with you out of the Park Baseball 21. We are on Series 162. Continue to create these series for you, one after the other. Really enjoying doing them. And I think if you dig into some of the series that we have, you're really going to find some intrigue and some good matchups as we continue to roll forward and have two new teams for you today. Two teams on docket actually almost have exact identical records. So it should hopefully make for a competitive series. But let's head out and introduce the teams. And we'll start here with the 2015 Detroit Tigers, who lost 87 games under Brad Ausmus and won 74 in 2015. They finished fifth in the American League Central, I should say. That's last. So not the best year for the Tigers. But looking at the lineup, you can see here some pretty marquee names, none larger than 32-year-old Miguel Cabrera, who hit .338, 18 home runs, and 76 RBIs. Cabrera, still a superstar, .440 on-base percentage. Just somebody who really had a stretch of years that really are unmatched almost in the history of the game. And he's still getting it done here. Along with Cabrera, you'll find J.D. Martinez there hitting .282, drove into 102. He hit 38 long balls. Martinez coming into his own. Nicholas Castellanos there at .255 at only 23 years old. He hit 15. And Yoenis Cespedes, 18 homers, 61 RBIs, .293 for Cespedes at 29 years old. You'll also find Ian Kinsler on this team and James McCann behind the plate, along with Victor Martinez, the designated hitter at 36 years old for Martinez, still able to contribute somewhat, although the 64 RBIs and the 11 homers, the numbers are down a bit. And Martinez also had to deal with a number of nagging injuries as he got older. Couldn't play the field anymore, so that might be a reason for his lack of production. Rajah Davis off the bench there, 11 triples for Davis and 18 steals. Also, Anthony Gose had 23 steals as his play in center field brought some spark to the lineup. Alex Avila, backup catcher here. So really like the Tiger lineup. They got a lot of tools there, led by some good stars, and a team that I think is going to be interesting to watch. Pitching-wise, that's where the Tigers get into some trouble. They're probably led there by David Price, who's 9-4 with a .253. He got 21 starts. So Price, a big part of his career, was anchoring teams, but this particular season they had 146 innings pitched, which is part of the problem for the Tigers, because their other ace, Justin Verlander, he only got into 20 starts, some arm trouble for Verlander, .338. This was before his second resurgence of his career. Struggled a bit, allowed 13 home runs. But most of the starts were done by Alfredo Simon, who was 13-12 with a very high ERA for Simon. And Anibal Sanchez, who was a little bit better, but not much. 10-10 for him, a .499. So those two big arms struggled, and the arms and help they needed from Price and Verlander just weren't present enough. Shane Green also got 16 starts. Kyle Lopstein, part of the mix a little bit. And then Joakim Soria, at 31 years old, had 23 saves and had a good year with a .285. Al Abercrombie there, and the Tiger bullpen decent, but the starting pitching again pretty erratic and wasn't supporting the deep lineup that they had. So not a great year for the Tigers, of course, but you got to like some of the tools they have. Some of the marquee names like Cabrera, Price, Verlander, Martinez should make things interesting. So let's see who the Tigers got. Now, the Tigers lost 87 games, and the opponents they're going to face here are from the 70s. Just making sure we get the year right. The 1976 San Francisco Giants are the team that will take on the Tigers, and they won 74 games as well, but lost 88, just one more loss than the Tigers. Bill Rigney, the leader here. This team was fourth in the NL West. The team had a 71-91 Pythagorean record, so even worse if you look at the runs scored, runs allowed split. And looking at their lineup, you might notice here a few names. We'll start off with Gary Matthews at 25 years old. He launched 20 home runs, stole 12 bases, drove an 84. Bobby Mercer at 30 years old, 90 RBIs, 23 home runs for Mercer, 259 for the Yankee star, who's now on the Giants here. Darrell Evans on this team, but he only hit 222, only played in 92 games. Dave Rader, the catcher, only got into 88 games. Chris Spire here at 26 years old, only hit 226. Ken Reitz, over at third base, 267 with 66 RBIs. And Larry Herndon at only 22 years old, some speed there. He hit 288. Gary Thomason, he played in 103 games. He hit 259. And it goes from there. Darryl Thomas, Willie Montanez, trying to fill some of the holes in the lineup. And there are some holes there, no doubt about it. Matthews, Mercer, and maybe Evans showing some pop and some power, but not much beyond that. The lineup, I think, is going to cause some issues here for the Giants. Pitching-wise, John Montefusco had a good year, 16 and 14, 284 ERA, only 11 home runs allowed, 74 walks, a little bit high, but not bad in 253 innings. The Montefusco production is something that maybe an anomaly in his career. We didn't really see him do much through his career, but Jim Barr also had a good season, 289, 15 and 12 for Barr. Ed Halicki, 12 and 14 with a 362. Those are the three main starters. Then you go Rob Dressler and John DeAquisto, who didn't get as many starts as the others. Randy Moffett with 14 saves, shared the duties with Gary Lavelle. Two good bullpen arms there. So the pitching overall, Gary Minton there also at 24. He started a couple games. Overall, I think the pitching was decent. The hitting, the problem for the Giants. And we'll see if they can do any damage against the Tigers. So two extremely similar teams from different eras. The record's almost identical for the Giants and the Tigers. With the slightly one game better record, the Tigers will get the home field advantage at Comerica Park before we head out to windy and unpredictable Candlestick Park. So Series 162 on tap and ready to go for you. The Game 1 matchup, and I think there's going to be some interesting matchups as we go forward. Montefusco is going to face David Price in Game 1 at Comerica. We'll see who can get first blood in this series between these two ball clubs. So once again, Series 162 ready to roll. We got the 1976 San Francisco Giants up against the 2015 Detroit Tigers. So let's head out now to Comerica Park to get things started in Game 1 of this best of 7. We have an injury right off the bat to Frank Rosselli. So let's get now to the Game 1 action. Beautiful Comerica, here we are. Ready for the action. Bottom of the second inning, we have at the plate Nick Castellanos facing John Montefusco, as we mentioned. And here's the delivery. And this one's lined to center field. That's going to score the first run of the series. The run crosses the plate. And it is now 1-0 Detroit. Andrew Romine at the plate now. We got runners first and second. And this one's hit to third. When it gets through, nothing can be done. That's an infield hit. So the bases are going to be loaded now, and it's up to now James McCann, the catcher. 1-0 already the score. And this is line to right field past the first baseman. Another run's going to score. Could be two. Here comes the throw to the plate. Yes, indeed, Castellanos scores. McCann, a 2-run single. It is 3-0 Detroit. 4-0 now as we move to the fourth inning. Romine, the hitter now against Montefusco, who's still in the game. And he delivers. This ball is hit deep into the night. That ball is at the wall. Goodbye, home run. Two-run blast for Romine. And it is now 6-0 for Detroit. Jumping all over the Giants here in game number 1. We move to the 7th. And at the plate here is Montanez. Price pitching a shutout. Here's the pitch. And that ball's hit deep, way back at right field. And that ball's going to be over the wall. A home run there for Montanez to break the shutout. 6-1 the score, but that might not be enough here for San Francisco. Gary Matthews now at the plate. Top of the 7th we are. Nobody out. And there's another drive deep to left field. This one's got some carry to the wall. Goodbye home run. Gary Matthews. It is back-to-back for the Giants. And now they got 2 runs back. 2 solo shots. 6-2 our score. We'll move to the 9th, however. That's where we stand. Montanez on second. We got Thomason coming on here to hit with 2 outs as Alex Wilson looks to close this game out. Here's the pitch. This ball is hit down to third base. A great diving catch. What a play by Castellanos to end it. He dives and saves extra bases, and this is Detroit's evening. They beat the Giants 6-2 in game 1 of this best of 7. Getting it done. The winner, David Price, who went into the 9th inning, pitched so good. 11 strikeouts. He was on his game. Andrew Romine, he also went 3 for 3. Home run, 2 RBIs. Gary Matthews for the losing side, 2 for 4 with a home run for him. And the loser, Montefusco, as Price gets the win. And it's the Giants who now fall behind. And the Tigers get the first game of the series at home. And they do it with some nice pitching. So the series moves on to game number 2. It's going to be Ed Halicki for the Giants against Kyle Lobstein, who's going to go for the Tigers and Brad Ausmus. Let's see if the Tigers can pick up and win another, or will the Giants even the series? So let's go to game 2 now and continue the series from Comerica. And can the Giants bounce back after their opening loss to Detroit? Game 2 now, bottom of the first inning. We got Cabrera facing Halicki. And this ball's drilled to center field, way back, and it is gone. Miguel Cabrera, a solo shot to center field, giving the Tigers the lead here in the very first inning. Cabrera hits it to the deepest part of the park, and boy, it's not easy to get the ball out at Comerica. Here's Chris Arnold now. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. It's a 1-0 game. Top of the 3rd, I should say. And there's a walk. So runners first and second for the Giants. And it's now going to be Larry Herndon who's come on to hit. And Herndon pops this one up, but that should be playable by the center fielder. It is for the second out of the inning. Dose has got it. And here's Montanez. Montanez will line this one to center field. It is going to drop in there, and a runner's going to score. So it is now 1-1 in this ball game. The Giants come through in the Montanez RBI single. 1 out now, top of the 5th. We got a runner on first, and Chris Arnold at the plate. And Arnold's going to go to center field. That's going to be a single. So runners first and second. Only 1 out here. And here's Herndon again. Herndon strikes out swinging. Lobstein gets him there, and now it's Montanez back at the plate trying to break this tie. He hits a bouncer. And that's going to be played easily. He's out. So the game remains tied as we move to the bottom of the 6th. And it is now Cespedes at the plate. Cespedes will lift this one to the shortstop. It is going to be a tough play, a high hop. He can't make it. And we got runners first and second now with 2 outs. And J.D. Martinez a chance to do some damage. But Martinez strikes out. Halicki gets him. And this game remains tied at 1. As we move now to the 7th, Wilson's going to face Chris Spire here with 2 outs and nobody on. Spire's going to lift this one into the gap. That's going to get down, so Chris Spire is going to make it in the 2nd with a 2-out double here in the 7th inning. And Arnold now trying to get the run in. Arnold hits this back to the mound. Play at first. Runner advances to 3rd. But it is the end of the inning, so it does not matter. The game remains tied at 1. Top of the 8th inning. Soria's come on the pitch. Here's Montanez, the hitter for the Giants. 1 out. Montanez lifts the single. That ball's going to drop in there. So it's a base hit. Runner on first for Gary Matthews. Matthews is going to lift the single. That's to left field. So that gets down there. And we got runners on first and second. Still only 1 out. And Bobby Mercer, the hitter. Mercer hits this one to the shortstop. They get 1 out there. So the force out is made. There's going to be runners on the corners. 2 outs. Thomasson's the hitter, Soria the pitcher. Here it comes, 0-1, and this one's hit to second. Play will be made there, so the Tigers put an end to the inning. The Giants can't get a run across. We're still tied at 1. Bottom of the 8th now. Jose Iglesias facing Randy Moffett. And Iglesias hits this one to center field. That ball's got some carry. Going all the way back there, but caught by Herndon in center field. So the game remains all even as we move to the 9th. Hardy's the pitcher. He's facing Ken Reitz here to open up the 9th inning. Blaine Hardy, the lefty, delivers. This ball is hit to right field. Some good distance there, but it should be caught. It is. J.D. Martinez makes the catch. 2 outs now for Chris Spire. Spire laces a single to left field, so he gets aboard here with 2 outs. And Von Joshua, the pinch hitter. But he'll strike out, so we'll move now to the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied at 1. Here at Comerica Park, a classic low-scoring ball game. And Cabrera now at the plate. Gary Lavelle has come in to pitch. Here's the pitch now to Cabrera. Outside, ball 4, so Miggy's on first base. He represents the winning run. And Cespedes the hitter. Cespedes will pop this one up. Should be caught out there. It's caught by the shortstop. So 1 out. J.D. Martinez the hitter. Runner on first. Martinez lines this one deep to center field. That ball's got some carry to the wall. Goodbye walk-off time in Detroit. J.D. Martinez, a 2-run homer in the 9th. His teammates await him as he crosses home plate. There it is, folks. The Tigers take game 2 on the Martinez homer to center field. 3-1 the final score. What a bomb for Martinez. And this series now is 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. Halicki went 7+, but it was Lobstein who opposed them. They didn't figure in the decision. J.D. Martinez 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, all coming on that walk-off in the 9th. Hardy will get the win. Lavelle, who led it up, gets the loss. And a great pitching duel between Halicki and Lobstein ends in the bottom of the 9th with dramatic fashion. And the Tigers now in complete control. They take both games at home as the series now moves out west with the Giants in a desperate situation. It's going to be Jim Barr for them who will take the mound against Alfredo Simon. It's not only that you're down 2 games, but it's the way that the Giants lost. The momentum definitely not on their side. They're going to need to regroup here in front of their home fans and take advantage of Candlestick to get back in this series. The Tigers cruising. They would love nothing better to put even more pressure on with another win. So after the excitement of the walk-off by J.D., we now face Game 3 coming up, live from Candlestick. Let's go live to the action now as this series continues. Candlestick Park here. We are in the first inning. Anthony Dose up there against Jim Barr. And here's the delivery. This ball is hit into the gap. Going to the wall. And that ball's extra bases as it looks like Ghost is going to have a triple. He will. So a leadoff triple here by Ghost. And here's now a 1-0 game. We move to the second inning. The Tigers up and Ian Kinsler at the plate. Kinsler hit this one deep to left field. That's off the wall. So Kinsler, extra bases for him. He's looking at 3. Here's the throw to third. He's going to be in there safe. So Ian Kinsler with a triple. Here to lead off the second inning as the Tigers continue to put the pressure on. Now they've scored 2 runs. Bottom of the third. Tomasin up there. Simon the pitcher. Runner on first. 1 out. This ball's outside, so that's going to get runners first and second for the Giants. And Ken Reitz is the hitter. Reitz hits this one to first, play at second. They get the force there, so runners will be on the corners now with 2 outs, and it's up to Bobby Mercer to try to come through. And he hits it to second, plays made there, so the Tigers will keep their 2-0 lead. As we move to the middle innings of this ball game, to the 6th, 2 outs. Gary Matthews up there with Mercer on first base, full count. This ball's hit up the middle. It's going to be popped up actually, and the play will be made. Iglesias bobbles it though. He can't catch the pop up, and the runners are going to be safe. That's an error for Iglesias. He couldn't measure the pop up. And now Willie Montanez has a big chance with runners on. And Montanez will hit a single to center field. That's ripped through there. Run around in third. He's going to try and score. He will, and it's 2-1. So the error does come back to bite Detroit. Let's see how bad it gets. Chris Spire is now at the plate. Spire hits it to short. Plays made there, and it is 2-1 now. The Giants do get on the board. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Dave Rader, the hitter. Simon still in the game, and Rader rips it into the corner and right. He's going to move all the way to second. So Rader with the double with nobody out. So a chance now for the Giants to try to even this ball game if they can. Let's see if Herndon moves the runners. Herndon is going to hit this one to left. That one's going to be caught. So the runner's going to hold. So with 1 out now, Von Joshua, the hitter. Simon delivers. This ball's hit to first, unassisted play there. Runner moves to third base. So Cabrera with a decent play. And now Thomason has a chance to try to tie it with 2 outs. He hits the ball deep to center field. Looking up. There you go. Way out of here. Thomason with a home run with 2 outs. Putting the Giants out ahead. What a clutch home run. 505 feet deep into the night. I think that's the longest home run we've seen in any series we played. Thomason with an absolute mammoth monster home run. Unbelievable. We move to the 8th now. 3-2 Giants. Here's Iglesias. Randy Moffett now's come in to pitch. And there's a strike that will get Iglesias on 3 pitches. And here's Cespedes. There's 2 outs here in the 8th. Moffett delivers. Cespedes will line this one. But a nice catch there by the second baseman. Robinson makes the play. And we move now to the bottom of the 8th with Chris Spire at the plate. 1 out. Soria's come in to pitch. And this ball's lined to center field. So Spire with a single. With only 1 out, he's aboard. But we'll move to the 9th now with the Tigers trailing by 1. J.D. Martinez facing Gary Lavelle. Let's see if Lavelle can close the door. This ball's hit deep to left field. Looking up, this might tie it up. Hit well. Home run. J.D. Martinez, the hero of Game 2, comes through again in Game 3. What a clutch player he's been. We are tied up now. The Giants have led up the lead, and the Tigers right back in this game. 3-3 now our score. It's a brand new game here late. And Kinsler now will line a single to left field as the Tigers look for even more. Castellanos, the hitter. He takes strike 3 looking, so he's down. And James McCann now at the plate. McCann will strike out, so that's the second out of the inning. Still runner on first, and Rajah Davis, the hitter. Davis goes deep to left. Could it be at the wall? Home run, Rajah Davis. The Tigers take the lead 5-3, and they've done it here in the 9th. Off Lavelle and the Giants bullpen, the Tigers have put on the board 3 runs here in the 9th inning to put a stake in the heart of the home team. Let's move to the bottom of the 9th now. Rajah Davis, a huge home run. Here's Blaine Hardy now trying to close it out for the visitors, and this ball's lined past the third baseman. It's going to be a base hit. Thomas gets aboard, so let's see if the Giants can make a dramatic run. Tomasin, who's already homered, is up there. He looks at ball 4, so here we go. First and second, nobody out. Ken Reitz, the hitter. And Reitz is going to hit this one to center field, but that'll be playable. It's caught out there by the center fielder. Ghost runner moving to third. He's not that important. It's really more the runner on first. Here's Bobby Mercer with 1 out. Tom Gorzolani is the new pitcher. And this ball's lined into the outfield. That's a base hit. Runner moving to third. It is now 5-4. A big base hit there. Mercer with the single. And now Gorzolani facing Gary Matthews. Big spot here, 2-2 pitch. This one's lined into the gap. That's going to go up against the wall. 1 run in, the winning run heading for third. Will they send him? They will. Here comes the throw. Fans, it is walk-off. He's safe. Giants win. A huge walk-off by Gary Matthews, and the celebrations continue here at Candlestick. What a finish we had here. The Giants win it 6-5 in dramatic fashion. They were looking at a loss, and Matthews with a walk-off double. Kinsler just safe at the plate, just beating the throw on the slide. It does not get any more dramatic than that. Wow, Tomasin with that long home run. Barr was the pitcher early who was not part of the decision, and Kinsler scored the winning run. He was 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, and it was Gary Matthews, the Sarge, who came through. Look at that 9th inning. 3 runs for the Tigers, 3 runs for the Giants, and a 6-5 victory for San Francisco to win their first game of the series and really keep their hopes alive. It looked like the Tigers were going to go up 3-0, but no, sir. The Giants pull through and rally at the most opportune time. Lavelle gets the win, even though he pitched a hard luck and tough game, and Gorzolani could not close the door. He came in there in the 9th and allowed the big hit. So celebrations at Candlestick. We're still buzzing after that outstanding game. One of the better games we've seen. It really has been a good series. We kind of anticipated it with both teams evenly record-wise. What a finish we had there with Matthews doing his thing and winning it as a clutch hitter that he's become through the years. He got it done there. And we move along now to game number 4. And Justin Verlander will take the mound for the Giants. He's going to be faced against John D'Acquisto, doing my best to pronounce that. And the matchup now becomes even more crucial as the Giants have the momentum, and they're looking now to go ahead and tie this series. So let's head out to Candlestick. It has been exciting, folks. Let's see what happens in Game 4. This exciting series continues as Anthony Goes is going to lead off now game number 4. John DeCapristo is at the helm here pitching, and his delivery to start things off is a strikeout. He strikes out Ghost. 2 outs now with 2 on for J.D. Martinez. Martinez takes a walk. That pitch was close, and it is now bases loaded. 2 outs here for Ian Kinsler. A huge spot here in this game. And this ball is lifted to right, but it might be playable. It is. So the bases remain loaded and stranded. It is done here by the Giants, who can't score. We'll move now to the Tigers, who can't score. We'll move now to the bottom of the first. Here's the hero from last game. Matthews looks at ball 4, and it's bases loaded now for the home team against Verlander. Only 1 out, and up comes Willie Montanez. Let's see what happens here. This ball's ripped into right field, a base hit, and the Giants are going to take the lead early in this ball game. A base hit, an RBI single by Montanez. Here's Chris Spire. The base is still loaded. This ball's drilled into the gap. That's going to be big runs again for the Giants. 2 runs are going to score. Runner heading for third. He's going to try to score, and Spire has cleared the bases with a 3-run double. It is 4-0, and Verlander is getting hammered here in this ball game. 10-0 our score to the 6th inning. Kinsler, the hitter. The Giants are continuing to pour it on. There is a walk, and the bases loaded again here with nobody out in the 6th inning. All San Francisco. Here's Castellanos. He hits this one deep. Will this get the Tigers on the board? Hopefully. The catch is made. Runner heading to the plate. Here comes the throw. It is going to be late, and the Tigers do get on the board. It's 10-1. 10-2 now our score. Anthony Goes up here in the 6th. He looks at a walk, so the base is loaded. 10-2 ball game. 2 outs. And Nepper facing Iglesias. And that ball gets away, so another Tiger run's going to score. It is 10-3. Nepper with a wild pitch. And this one's outside, so the frustration for the Giants here in the 6th inning continues. It's 10-3. And Cabrera at the plate. A full count to Miggy. He hits it here to center field, but that should be playable. It is, and the 10-3 game now moves even later into the stage of this game, and we go to the 9th inning. It's 11-3 in favor of the Giants. Cespedes at the plate with 2 outs facing Mike Caldwell. And this ball is hit well to center field, but should be playable. No dramatics here in Game 4. It is all Giants. They win this one 11-3. Their momentum continues as they take now their 2nd game in a row to even this series at 2-2. Chris Spire, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, really set the tone with that bases clearing double in the 1st inning. Bobby Mercer, 2 for 2 with 3-run score, and Willie Montanez with 3 more RBIs. D'Acquisto gets the win. Verlander, hammered in this one, gets the loss. Caldwell, he pitched 3 innings to earn the save. And Spire, our player of the game, for his good performance. It was early and often. The Giants got out to a 10-0 lead and never really looked back. And they've won now both their games at Candlestick Park, looking like a brand new team at home and setting up now really a best-of-3 series as the series is even at 2. And we're looking now at the final game at Candlestick before we head back now, guaranteed head back to Comerica and Detroit. But David Price now has a chance to set the Tigers up for something good coming home if they can salvage one game here on the West Coast against John Montefusco. It's a replay of Game 1. Let's see if Price can pitch well again or if Montefusco can improve his disastrous outing in that opening game. So Game 5, the crucial one of the series, the Giants flying high. Let's see if the Tigers can turn the tide here and head out to Candlestick for game number 5. So here we go now. Game 5 from Candlestick Park. Anthony Goes is at the plate. He will lead off here. The series is tied at 2. Final game at Candlestick Park, and here's the delivery to get us started, and Goes is going to hit this one back to the mound. The play is made there for the out. First out of this ball game. We move to the second inning, and Kinsler's the hitter. Here's the pitch, and Kinsler lays into this one deep to left field. That ball up near the scoreboard. Home run for Kinsler. It's a solo shot to put Detroit up 1-0 on a long home run here in the second inning. What a blow by Ian Kinsler. 1-0 Tigers. We move now to the fourth with Cespedes up there and a man on. Tigers back at it. Here's the pitch. This one down the line to right field. That'll get down, and Cespedes is going to move to second. Cabrera the third, so we got runners on second and third here. And Kinsler back up at the plate. And this one is popped up on the infield. That should be playable. It will be. Catch is made. 2 outs. And Castellanos is the hitter. Castellanos strikes out on a nice pitch on the inside corner. That was a close one, but the score remains 1-0. We move to the fourth with Bobby Mercer up there. And here's a ground ball to second. That'll be 2. A double play by the Tigers. And David Price continues to sail along and pitch very well. Here's Montanez now in the bottom of the fifth. Montanez will single to center field. So the 1-0 game remains here. Chris Spire at the plate. Swing and a miss. They get him. Strike out there. Price gets Spire swinging, and here's Rader. This is hit to second. It's going to be another twin killing for the Tigers. They come through. Double play to end the fifth inning and this 1-0 ball game. To the sixth we go. Cespedes up with a man on first again. And Cespedes will line a single to left field. That'll get through. First and second here. J.D. Martinez the hitter. And Martinez is going to hit this one down the line in left field. That's going to be a fair ball. A run's going to score. It is now 2-0 Tigers as Martinez comes through with an RBI. And Detroit able to advance their score. Moves now to the bottom of the sixth. Chris Arnold facing David Price, who's been so very good. This one's past the first baseman, however, for a single. And Larry Herndon is the hitter. Herndon strikes out swinging on that Price fastball, so he's down. To the eighth we go. Cespedes now facing Greg Minton. And Cespedes gets into this one, into the gap. That's up off the wall. What a good game for the Cuban here. Cespedes with another double coming through here in this 2-0 ball game. He's safe at second. And we'll move now to the bottom of the ninth. Blaine Hardy has come on. He's facing Gary Thomason. 2-0's our score. And this one is hit to the first baseman who makes the out. That's the first out. So now with 2 outs, it's Bobby Mercer. Mercer facing Hardy. Here's the pitch. This one's hit into the gap, so the Giants will stay alive here with the Mercer hit. Mercer comes through with a double. Up to the score. Here's Gary Matthews looking to be a hero again. He hits it to third, however. Nice play there, and this game is over. So the Tigers win game number 5, 2-0. They shut out the Giants to curb the series again. They are now ahead 3-2. They take it here in dramatic fashion, mostly due to their pitching and mostly due to David Price. He was outstanding. 8 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 0 earned runs, only 4 hits allowed. He beats John Montefusco. Cespedes 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, and Ian Kinsler with that big home run. Price has now won both of his starts, pitching very well. Montefusco has lost both of his starts. He's struggled. Hardy the save. And now heading back to Detroit, it is the Tigers that are in command. They lead this series 3-2 and just got to win one of the next two. Preferably for them, it'll be Game 6 to end this series. Let's see if the Giants have anything left to fight back. It'll be Ed Halicki against Kyle Lopestein in Game number 6 from Comerica Park. It is on the line now for the Giants to see if they can survive, or will the Tigers end up victorious? Ready to go. Let's shift the scene to Detroit for Game number 6. Back at Comerica Park, Game 6. We're in the top of the first inning, and we have Larry Herndon to lead off the game for the Giants. 3-2, the series lead is in favor of Detroit. They're looking to wrap it up if they can tonight. And this ball's hit to center field, and that will be actually caught on the infield for the first out of the game. So runners on the corners, bottom of the first here for Miguel Cabrera, who's been quiet this series, but he lines one now into center field. That one's got some carry all the way to the wall. Cabrera, 3-run homer. Is that the backbreaker? 3-0 Tigers as Cabrera drills it to left center over the wall. 415 feet. 3-0 our score already. 4-1 now. We move bottom of the third. J.D. Martinez up with the man on first, and Martinez goes deep into the night. That ball is gonna go. A long home run for Martinez. His third of the series, 460 feet. What a series he's had. It is 6-1 Tigers, and hope is fading fast for the Giants. As we move now to the seventh, it is 10-1. McCann is up with the bases loaded. He drills in now into the gap. That ball is going to drop in there. More runs for Detroit. They are just pouring it on here. That is a bases clearing triple for McCann. It's going to be 13-1. Holy cow. All Tigers here in Game 6 putting their foot down on the Giants in a big, big way. 2 to 9th we go. It's 14-2. This game's almost done here. Willie Montanez, the last hitter. Here's the pitch, and this is drilled to center field. And it is caught, and that will do it. Celebrations at Comerica Park. The Tigers win the series in 6 games, and boy, do they do it in a dominant fashion, winning Game 6, 14-2 here, drubbing the Giants and putting them away for good. What a series we had. What a game we had. Martinez 4 for 5 in this clincher. 3 RBIs. He had a home run. McCann 3 for 4. He had that bases clearing triple. And Miguel Cabrera opened it up with a 3-run bomb in the very first inning. Lopestein gets the win. Halicki gets the loss. And the series goes to Detroit. They win it in 6 games. It was really competitive up until maybe Game 5 and then the shutout, and then Game 6, it was the Tigers who ran away from it. Looking at the Giants here, Montanez had a good series. He hit .500, 12 for 24 with 6 RBIs in the series. Spire drove in 5, hit .476. There's a drop-off from there. Gary Matthews had that big hit that won that crucial game in Game 3, I believe it was. But that's all about he really did in the series. Some other bats fairly quiet. Looking at the pitching, you can see here D'Acquisto had a good start. Some of the bullpen arms like Minton and Muffet did very well. Halicki, though, struggled. He lost his ball game. And Montefusco with an ERA over 7. He struggled in both his starts, losing Game 1. And then I believe it was Game 5 that he dropped. Over for the Tigers. You can see here Martinez, .500, 3 homers, 7 RBIs. The player of the series, no doubt. Romine hit 455. We had Miggy hit 333 with 2 home runs. Kinsler 333. Cespedes had 1 or 2 really good games. And the pitching, you can see here, David Price, just outstanding, 1.10 in his 2 starts, 20 Ks. And Lobstein also pitched well in his efforts. Looking at the pen there, Soria was pretty good in his couple innings of work. Alfredo Simon, 338 in his start. Blaine Hardy and Bruce Rondon struggled a bit as you move further down. And Justin Verlander lost his only start and was beat up for an ERA of 36. He only went 1 inning, in fact, and got pounded pretty good. But that really didn't matter so much. In the end, it is the Tigers that are victorious, and they move on in this series. We mentioned the MVP. Let's take a quick look at him. J.D. Martinez. What a series Martinez had. He was all over the field, 10 for 20. He hit a double, 3 home runs, 7 RBI, scored 6 runs, walked 5 times, a 600 on base, a 1,000 slugging. What a series for J.D. Martinez. And, of course, he had that walk-off home run that was as dramatic as it can be. If we remember correctly, going back, it was game number 2 where JD won it with the walk-off. So that is a wrap. It was an exciting one. We had a lot of really good ball games, even if we didn't go 7 games. Really was a good series to watch, 2 evenly matched teams, but it was the Tigers in the end who win it in 6 and will be moving on. So again, the 1976 San Francisco Giants come up short. They lose to the 2015 Detroit Tigers in 6 games. This was Series 162. Glad you're with us. Hope you enjoy the new version of the game, the Park Baseball 21. Hope you're enjoying all of our matchups. We'll be right back with you with another one soon. Have a good one and enjoy the game anytime that you can.